Hello and welcome to this short video. In this video, I am going to be running through how to set up a nurture sequence or an automation using the Mailerlite email marketing program. Before we dive on in, my name is Nicole Davidson. I am the founder here at the Fearless Collective and Picasso Media, and I help people create really functional marketing and try and bridge the gap between strategy and implementation with your marketing. So let's dive on in. Now, before we jump into this, what exactly is a nurture sequence? Now, typically speaking, when you will set up a funnel or a marketing lead generation, a PDF, whether it doesn't matter what it is, whether you set up a PDF, an ebook, whether it is, a free video or a free trial into a program. Essentially what it is that you're starting with a funnel, so a top level funnel where people are coming into your email marketing system and they're opting in, they're choosing that they love what you're offering, they're going to opt into that. And then the nurture sequence is going to be that next step after they've come into your world, essentially. Now, we're going to run through a setup of an automation for a lead magnet that I am setting up for my business. So to give you a bit of a rundown, essentially what we have done is we have created a really quick PDF guide, which is going to be our SEO Kickstart guide. And what that guide is going to be is it's going to give them 5 days, 15-minute short tips that they can do to help improve their local search engine optimization. And what the aim of this lead generation tool is to essentially push people into a larger beginner SEO course, which is called the Fearless SEO Formula. And in that they will get to learn what search engine optimization is, all the different things that they need to know around setting up some of the Google tools, analytics, getting that integrated into their website, learning all the different things about on-page and off-page search engine optimization. And it's just a really great beginner guide as to DIYing your own SEO. But before that, what I do want to do is set up this really quick free guide. The idea is to give them some really quick wins around their SEO, and they can do that over 5 days with just as little as 15 minutes per day. So that is kind of like what we're setting up here. So I have already set up our lead page, so our landing page. So this is kind of our basic landing page that I have set up in here. So we've got in here, is your website invisible on Google? And then we have our title, and then we have our form where they can pop in their name and email address and getting access. And then they have just a bit of an intro into what the Kickstart action plan is. So essentially what's going to happen here is when they put their name and email address and when they click access, it is going to pop them through into our Mailerlite system. So generally when you are doing something like this, there's a couple of ways that you will manage the subscriber. So when they come on in, they are going to be in as a subscriber, and usually speaking what they will do, and within Mailerlite, I like to separate everyone in terms of groups. So we have a lot of different groups in here as well. And this is probably how I would recommend you do this. So I have already created our SEO Kickstart group. So you can see that there's no subscribers in here at this stage at all. But essentially that's going to be what is going to trigger our initial campaign. So our automation that is going to happen, which is our nurture sequence. So I basically went into I generally write most of our nurture campaigns. I will generally write from scratch just because I like it to have this within my own voice. But for this one, I did get ChatGPT just to draw something up so that I could quickly record this video. So I will be changing some of the emails, but I wanted to show you just kind of how simple it is to set up a nurture sequence in Mailerlite. So if you have not created a group yet, I would highly suggest that you just jump into your subscriber section, go into your group and you can click on create group up the top. It's pretty straightforward. You just give your group a name. You don't have to give it anything. Just give it something relevant that you're going to know what it is. Or if you have a VA coming in, that it's going to be fairly straightforward as to what that's for. Now, to set up the nurture sequence, you are going to want to use automation. For the most part, a lot of this is available on the free plan. With this one, I actually don't. I do have a paid plan for this particular account. However, you can generally start this with the free account. The good thing with Mailerlite is you can kind of scale up. Even their initial free plans, their paid plans are not overly expensive. And quite often they will have, around Black Friday, they usually have a lot of really good specials as well. So keep an eye out on that, because I do normally tend to put them on sale if that's something that you're interested in. But you can, I think it's about 1,000 subscribers, and then you do need to start paying. But to get to 1,000 obviously takes some time. And if you do get to 1,000, then you should be making enough money to pay for your Mailerlite system. Now we're going to click in here. We're going to go to new automation. Now when we're in here, it is going to give you, they do have a lot of different templates in here that you can do. So a simple welcome email, promotion, there's lots of different things. For this, I am going to just click on the simple start from scratch and hit create, and we're going to give this a name. We're going to call this our SEO Kickstart Nurture. Obviously you can give it whatever name you want it to be. Nurture is spelled incorrectly, and then you just want to give it a name that is going to be relevant to you again, and we're going to click start building. The very first thing that you want to do is you want to set up what's called a trigger. Now the trigger is essentially going to be what is basically going to activate the start of this sequence. So sometimes it will be completing a form, depending on how you use your website. I am using Elementor for our landing page, and so with Elementor, when they have a form, you basically want to choose the group as the option. So our form basically adds, once someone submits the form, it will add them automatically to that SEO Kickstart group that we just did previously. So for this, we want our trigger to be join group. Again, yours will vary. It will depend on what you're using. And in this one, we're going to use our SEO Kickstart, and we're going to hit save. So essentially that is going to link that form into Mail. So it'll essentially step through and go from the form. They are going to be added as a subscriber with the SEO Kickstart group already added. And then we are now essentially saying, when someone gets put into the SEO Kickstart group, let's start this automation. So usually what we will do when we do this, we're going to put a delay. You don't have to do this step, but I do like to put a delay in here. So we're going to click on that. And what I normally do is just give it about 5 minutes for the form and Mailerlite to catch up. So that will essentially mean that once this time delay of 5 minutes happens, then we're going to go to the next step. And this is going to be our initial email. Sorry, I'll just click on save. Sorry, sometimes forget to do that. Now we are going to go send an email. We're going to click there, and it's going to add it to the workflow. So this is going to be our first initial email. Generally speaking, when we create this, it's going to be giving them a link to our download or whatever it is that you're offering as part of your lead generation. So your email name is going to be SEO Kickstart Initial. This is going nowhere. It's only for you to understand. Sometimes I put a number just so I know what one it's going to be. And then in here, we're going to put our email address. .co, and then again, you will make sure that your email is relevant. And then in here, I usually put my name, and then I will also put the company name. I generally do that for all of my emails going out. It's just something that I like to do. I do like them to see the business name from a brand perspective, but I also want them to know it's coming from me. So their sender email is obviously going to be that. Sorry, up here is meant to be the subject. Now I'm just going to jump into our formula, into our funnel that we've created. So this is, sorry, I'll just jump in here. So this is our initial. So the subject line here is going to be, and we'll paste that in. You can add some personalization. So if you want to add their name, you can do that. So you could say name, comma, and then your SEO action plan. And I do like that. I love giving them a little bit of personalization in the beginning, but you can choose whatever you want it to be. You do want to make sure that you are using a really nice, pretty straightforward subject line that's not going to come across or go into spam. But I'm pretty happy with that. Now this has also given us a preview text. So we're going to copy and paste that into the pre-header. And then what we want to do now is we want to click on design email. Now you can do either a drag and drop editor, the rich editor, custom HTML. I usually use the drag and drop editor unless I'm just sending a pretty straightforward, simple email, then I'll use the rich text. Now for us, there are also template galleries in here if you do want to go down that road. Mailerlite have a lot of different options in here. I am going to click on recent emails just because I do have old ones already set up in my own branding, and that's what I would like to use. But you're able to do that too in the start from scratch. Now I'm going to just hit the first one. I'm pretty happy with this template, so I'm just going to click on choose. Now it's going to populate this with the previous email, and I'm just going to delete, and it's going to leave me with this template. So I am going to drag around. I'm just going to start this part here again just to show you. So normally we will go hi, and then if I want to personalize where we do have that first name, you're going to hover over the hash and where it says the word variable, and that is going to allow you to choose what you would like to put in. So we're going to put in the first name, and then I'm going to copy over this text. And I'm going to simply paste that in. So you can see over here, you do have the ability to change any of the text. We have it generally at Helvetica 16. I find 16 is a good size font. And normally I stick with the line height of double. And then, yeah, we pretty much just jump, everything's kind of in here. Now I haven't actually finished the lead magnet, but when I do, I will hover there and just click on the link. Hit insert link. I will paste the link as to where my lead magnet is going to be, and I will click insert, but that is something that we haven't done yet, so I am working on that at the moment. Now that is pretty much, I am pretty happy with that. Normally I will do a small PS, so for this one we could potentially just do a PS around joining our larger course. And I will work on that, but I'll just leave that for now. So let's just say that we're happy with this email for now, and we're going to click on done, edit with editing. Okay, so that is great. And we're going to just click on save here just to make sure that this particular step has been saved, and that will then make this all happen. So from there, the next thing that we want to do is we are going to put another delay. So this one is going to go out immediately to the potential lead, and then we are going to go to and put another delay in. Now this delay, I want it to be a day, so 1 day, and then we're going to hit save, and then we are going to hit send email, and we're going to do the second email in the nurture sequence. Now, if you make a mistake, you can drag these things around. If you think you've put something in the wrong spot, you can drag them around. Now, we want to set up this second email. It is very straightforward, very similar to what we just did a minute ago. We are going to copy the subject line over, and we're going to put it in the email name, and I'm going to pop the same thing into the subject. I'm going to put number 2 just so I can ensure that I know what I'm doing. And remember, we're going to just update who it's from and the sender, and we're going to pop in the pretext. And we are going to click on design email one more time. I'm just going to grab this text again. And again, you could use any of these. I am going to use again the recent email just because we already have these in here. We're going to choose that first one again, which will be the one that we've just set up. Actually, the one that I've just set up would sit under automations, but they're the same. So we're going to just use this. And I'm going to just copy all the way down, hit delete, and then just hit paste again. Again, I would link our action plan in here once it's all set up. I'm just going to hit save and hit done editing. And so you can see that this happens pretty quickly. It's not, if you have everything set up and you're not just typing as you go, it is generally a fairly quick process. So normally we do wait that delay of 1 day. I'm just going to quickly check what we have done in the first. So this one here is now saying to wait 2 days. We're sending this on day 4. And so we're going to do that again. So we'll just copy this over and go back to delay. And this time we are going to say 2 days. So 2 days from this email, and then hit save. And then we are going to hit send email. And again, we are just going to pop these details in. And subject line. Now you can keep going, obviously, depending on how long you want your nurture sequence to be. I'm going to click design email one more time, copy this over, and I'm just going to show you when you do use the automation, just so that when we have our recent, you've got drafts and then automations. So we're just going to pick the most recent. So we're just going to go over the top of this again and paste. Just tidy it up a little bit. Okay. I don't know why, for some reason, ChatGPT's put an X on the end of all of my emails, which I generally don't do. Let's hit save settings. And we are basically going to continue this until we get to the very end. So we've got another one which is sending day 6, so that's another 2 days. And then we have another one here. Now I honestly would generally, this is kind of like introducing the course. I would generally actually introduce a course usually a little bit faster than that. But that's okay. We are going to put this in here, and I will probably put that all in terms of the PSs anyway. For the purpose of this video though, I just wanted to show you. So let's say, for example, you're happy with a 3-day nurture sequence. Obviously I do have more that we need to set up. Then we would leave that as exiting the workflow. And then normally once I have done that, we would generally just come up and click on activate, and that will make it all up and running and live for you. The other thing that you can do is click on test, and it's going to then send you a test of all of the different completed emails in the automation. It's going to ignore the delays and conditions. It just is really helpful for you to then be able to test any of the emails that are coming through. So I do highly recommend you do that just to ensure that everything is correct. But once you're happy with everything, you would then click on activate, and you can see that we are about to activate this automation. Once we do, any subscriber that meets the trigger criteria will enter the automation and all of its steps. Now we have no one that is in here at the moment. No one has subscribed. We're going to click on activate. So now that's active, we're going to just click out of that, and then you will be able to edit this workflow in here. It'll sit under your automations. But if you do want to basically come in and edit, you will need to pause it to actually, you can view the reports on how many people come through, but you will need, or you can preview the workflow, you can rename it, you can add subscribers if you like as well. But you would, if you want to make any edits or you want to add emails into your sequence, you will need to press pause and then go through and start that, go through and add people towards the end of that sequence as well. That is how you set up a pretty straightforward nurture campaign with multiple emails and the delays in there to just wait, stop those emails from going out all the time. I hope that you have found that video helpful. Remember, if you need any help at all with your either DIY marketing, or if you need help with any done for you marketing, please get in touch. You can find me at the Fearless Collective, and at the Fearless Collective we have a lot of different services, from a marketing mentor, one-on-one marketing mentoring. We also are launching some group programs soon. Or you can go down the road of our DIY courses. We have courses that are across website design, search engine optimization, and everything around that. And then we also, if you prefer more in-depth help and you don't really have time to do things yourself and you're not really looking to learn and just want someone to take that over for you, we also have our marketing at Picasso Media, which is picassomedia.com.au, and I would be happy to help you. But in the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I would be really grateful if you could like, share, or comment, and I will see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day.